is Socrates, and why should you care? I'm not talking about the basic historical details like, okay, from ancient Athens, executed by the state on the vague charges of impiety and corrupting the youth and whatever that means. Maybe some of his associates were involved in a coup. All that stuff is interesting and fine, but that's not why I say all the time that you should be thinking about Socrates every single day. The reason to think about Socrates every single day is that he sought to embody virtue in everything that he did. There are the four classical virtues: wisdom, courage, correct action or justice, and prudence, that you see throughout his actions as reported in the works of Plato and Xenophon. Outside of the four cardinal virtues, as they're called, you see him doing so many other things that we should be emulating all the time, everyone, to be the best version of ourselves. Being honest, even when it's difficult, even when it gets you in trouble. Relentless pursuit of a goal. Trying as hard as you possibly can to figure out the answer, to do the right thing, even when you know you might fail. And actually seeing someone brave enough to do all those things, even at the time in ancient Athens, was incredibly inspiring. And it's still inspiring today. And a note on our historical sources: Xenophon and Plato are the two contemporary sources of Socrates where we get his biographical details and any sort of things that we can conjecture about what he was actually like as a person. I obviously heavily favor Plato's interpretation of Socrates, but also objectively it most likely has a lot more truth in it because it's more unflattering. Because it shows this really weird guy who's kind of annoying, and you get from reading some of what he does why people would hate him enough to execute him. But I had a friend point out to me that Plato's version, for all intents and purposes, is Socrates because that is the Socrates that lives in our cultural and historical imagination. Xenophon's is just kind of a little vanilla a lot of the time. Not all the time. Gosh, there's so much more to say about Socrates. Tell me if you want more parts of this where I break down in detail how he embodies all these qualities that we should still be striving to embody if we want to pursue virtue, be positive moral actors in the world, and follow for more Socrates and Plato and occasionally Xenophon when I'm in the mood.